Jonathan Sacerdoti joining us right now from London, I-24 News European correspondent, because it's the last several days that yet again we're seeing, or as we have seen over the course of the last year, we're seeing another almost humanitarian crisis. It already is, as far as we're concerned, a humanitarian crisis, people stuck on the border, but Europe refusing to actually define one clear strategy as to what to do with these people who really have nowhere else to go. What is the move in Europe? And when it comes to this, amount of money given now, where is it supposed to head, and who's supposed to get it? That's the first question.
Well, these new figures suggest that last year's total of 1 million seaborne migrants arriving in Europe could be matched well before the end of the year. And in a clear signal of concern, there's this proposal for the spending of emergency aid inside the European Union, as you say, with the European Commission wanting to distribute more than £500 million within the EU, as it does outside the EU, for developing nations. This is something of a first. It would not reduce, though, the amount of humanitarian assistance provided to the rest of the world, they say. The idea would be to spend almost £1 billion every year tackling humanitarian crises around the world, as it does. But now there is a humanitarian crisis within the EU, and the European Commission wants to mobilise those funds at home as well. With those 25,000 migrants stuck in Greece alone, unable to travel, it's clear that there is a problem, that Europe isn't managing to sort it out, and that perhaps the spending of this aid within Europe will at least make their time stuck in these camps, in these tents, somewhat less horrific. But it doesn't solve the problem of them coming into Europe in the first place, and it doesn't particularly help them travel to any ultimate destination, because the borders are still closed, and European nations are still unable to agree on a unified policy of free movement around Europe.
And free movement around Europe. Jonathan, I want to thank you for joining us.